The Vape.Ranger reviews are my impression, and therefore the review is my intellectual and real property. I only review products bought for my personal use. The mention of any name, brand, or model in my review is the property and copyright of the product copyright owner. This is my 1-month follow-up on the Aspire Nautilus. I bought both the Aspire Nautilus Mini and the standard size Aspire Nautilus in early December, both with the bottom vertical coil, BBC. Both are outstanding. What I have noticed is that when vaping at a higher setting using my Aspire CFBV and that the coils do get gunked up quicker. As I mentioned in an earlier video, I have moved to a 2-day rotation where I clean one out with boiling water and let it dry for 2 days. Then every 2 days I put in a newly cleaned coil. The battery maxes out at 4.8, but when I set it to 4.3 the coil does appear to stay clean longer. So for me the 4.3 or lower is an adequate setting. But I have noticed something also pretty remarkable, that the Nautilus Mini appears to get hotter and actually cooks my e-juice. I base these findings on an experiment I conducted over the course of several weeks. I put the same e-juice in both the Aspire Nautilus, standard size, and the Aspire Nautilus Mini. Both were vaped on for the same length of time and both had clean coils. When vaping for a while, the e-juice in the Mini turned a slightly darker color. This happened when using a mostly clear juice and when using a slightly amber juice. It makes sense to me that the Aspire Nautilus Mini has a smaller amount of e-juice circulating in the glass and has to be getting warmer. This seems to basically cook the e-juice and cause it to literally change the flavor, slightly. The color difference is clearly and visually remarkable, and the taste is similarly and equally remarkable. Since I can easily swap the entire setup from the Aspire Nautilus Standard to the Mini easily, I was able to notice a slight change in taste. And that taste seems to be more notable when vaping complex flavors. For example, after an hour of vaping a cherry flavor, it is not as notably different than a blueberry bubblegum flavor. So the e-juice in the Mini is getting darker, and the taste is changing. Does that then mean I have changed my vaping to suit? Do I have a favorite Aspire? Yes. If I am just loading a flavor for an afternoon out of the house, then for convenience I will use the Aspire Nautilus Mini. It is still an awesome vape. If I am loading my all-day vape, ADV, then I am going to use the Aspire Nautilus, Standard. Yes, the larger glass is more convenient, but my primary concern is to keep the taste true. Although the Mini is smaller and easier to handle, the standard Aspire Nautilus is the vape I use the most. I would say I now only use the Mini about 10% of the time. But still I love and would highly recommend both the Aspire Nautilus, Standard, and the Aspire Nautilus Mini. After all, the flavor and color is just altered and not ruined. I am equating this change in taste and color to be somewhat similar to what is called steeping. So the Mini facilitates steeping, in my humble opinion. Thank you for your time and thank you for watching. The Vape.Ranger. My promise, reviews without all the distractions.